Hello everyone, Snake back again with Empyrion, Reforged Eden 2. I trust you haven't been too distracted in my previous videos, but this could very well be the very last video. Some of you will be relieved, so maybe not. But all the same, this is what it is. As I say, I won't be here to answer any questions, help you decide any matters, anything such as. I'm just heading back to drone space in my ship at the moment, just to distract myself as I while away the time, getting the last drone processors. To ignore that'll drop below when I take the mining drill off. But as you can see, I need one more auxiliary core to finish this off, and I've noticed something else as well. They now have data cores, so wherever they are, that's where I will need to go. In the meantime, I'm not going to bother bore about business. I'm just going to come straight at you with it. It's time to choose. 7-year trip coming, if it's not already here. Like I said, I don't expect to be here when that is happening. No doubt you'll see how far the government's gone, how corruption has spread, and how certain ideologies have taken over. There's fear everywhere, isn't there? Nothing but absolute fear. And what do you get for it? Higher prices. Shut up, put up. Do this, do that. Conform to what they demand. It's a lot of crap. A lot of hassle to deal with. No real freedom of choice, no matter who you are. There is something, somewhere, compelling you to submit and put up. A lot of people don't like that, do they? No freedom of choice. Now you're being forced to have a choice. Who are you going to choose? Who are you going to follow? Who do you trust? I know who I trusted, that's why I'm not here. Some will tell you, yeah, he's gone to hell. He's not going to be around anymore. He's not going to be there to bother us, call out the lies. Like a lot of others that have disappeared, who would also call out the lies. That's the way of the world now, isn't it? What's truth and what's a lie? Lies within lies in a world full of lies. It's something to think about. Something I found the other day. Something I've been reading and studying. Something for you to consider. And it's not pleasant reading either. None of it ever is, especially now. We've come to a time where you will be forced to make a choice. The world's polarising, isn't it? You're either with us or against us. Make your choice. I was against it. That's why I left. What shall I say? That's why I was taken out of the way. No doubt there's certain books that are now banned, unwelcome, or just plain, simply told to ignore. But there are some books where you won't find these writings. they speak of the truth all the same. Yeah, I'm just looking up to top the tanks. As I'm going round, I'm going to need at least 2 more poles of that, as you can see. We might get in a load more ice as well to go with this lot. Get some fuel in because I'm a little short, and that ain't going to do for shielding, no way, no how. So, floating around, looking for the necessary. But there are other things that are even just as much more necessary. Some would say, oh, you'll go to hell if you believe this and you believe that, and so will others. Some say you have to go through hell to be cleansed. No, you don't. That's just a fear factor. Lies within lies to get you in, and then they use fear to keep you in. Does that sound fair? Not to me. That's why I rejected it. But it's the way of the world, isn't it? We have to decide what we see as truth, what we see as a lie. And like I said previously, sometimes the lies are bedded into our culture and we are told it's truth and everything else is a lie. But see, if you see this as a lie, the Holy Great One will come back forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens. I think we can all say who that is, the one true. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake. Not many people have heard about the watchers, have they? They're the fallen angels that was watching over us at the start of creation. They're supposed to have kept an eye on us, kept us out of trouble, and led us into trouble. Those watchers, demons, evil spirits, and great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. Just imagine the kind of power that could do that to a mountain. It said in another book, faith the size of a mustard seed, you could move mountains, create valleys, divide waters, or even walk on it. Some people have in the past, though it will be disregarded. And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish. And there shall be a judgment upon all men who are left behind. Those who refuse to accept the truth, those who fought against it, or those who simply ignored it, following their own desires. Look at woke. Self-centered arrogance caused them to demand what they demand, force you to accept what they want you to accept. Doesn't exactly work out, does it? But with the righteous he will make peace and will protect the elect. Who are those two? Righteous, those who have true faith, those who were taken out of the way, harpazo, great gathering, Empyrion, snatched, rapture, a removal, one of complete bliss, you could say, rapture in its own right. Something I'm looking forward to with all my heart. What else is there? Mercy shall be upon them. Now that speaks of the elect. But who are the elect? You see, he chose one lot of people. But the one he offered peace to was the ones who chose. See, there are the elect, and then there are the chosen. A little misleading maybe, but still accurate. Israel was elected. You can guess who chose. And it is as it is. And they shall all belong to God. And they shall be prospered. And they shall all be blessed, prospered. Here's an example of being prospered. You have, shall we say, the riches on earth, but what are they worth? No matter how much money you make, how much money you put aside, nothing lasts, does it? Nothing at all. And so, what you lose on earth, you will gain in heaven. If you're willing to let go, you will gain the world. And he will help them all, and light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And that goes for both the saints and... what are the saints? Some of you have heard that term, probably didn't really understand it, but a term all the same. Saints for Christians who disappeared when the great disappearance occurred. Who were the ones that went, left everybody else behind? That not locked on. Yes, it did. There it is. So what do we make of it? Saints and sinners. Saints are taken, even though they were sinners. The sinners without faith were left behind. The sinners who lie. Sinners who demand their desires, give in to their wants. Expect everything for nothing. Expect you to bow down, submit. There's a lot of that going on just lately, isn't there? You will bow to us. Look at all them that have been gone. Would you like to join them? Have your head taken off. Accept it. It'll be the only way to get out of this world without going to hell. Because I never saw hell. I only saw heaven. And of course, Judgment Day. And behold, he cometh with 10,000 of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Blasphemers, defiling his name, demanding things they shouldn't, insisting they are right, forcing you to accept them, without reason, without excuse. Simply accept or suffer. Does that sound godly to you? Didn't to me. Didn't to begin with. It doesn't now. And yet the time is so close. I only wish more people would listen. But on the street I'm just another nobody, ignored, reviled, hated, just from looking at me. Guess what the other texts say? Because those 10,000s come from the clouds. But the other text? They say they meet the enemy from the clouds. And if I'm gone, who's the real enemy? Who's the one you should be watching out for? The one you should be avoiding? The one you should not submit to? It is, after all, a choice to be made. A choice a lot of people would refuse to give you. But you can see who they are now. There's another one of these. I shall read it shortly. Seems I caught the attention of the Xerax. Let's deal with them, sure. Strip his shields down a little. Oh, it's a tough one. I'm going to do too much damage to him. I'm just going to defang him. I can't be bothered dealing with him too much. All my turrets are targeted on turrets. So, take his weapons off and he can follow me wherever he wishes. I could do a couple of extra of these beams, I think. These polytrons are good for stripping shields, but I'll let the turrets do all the work. There's one, I think. Yeah. Whoops. I think I need to back off. I think he's trying to get his top turrets on me. Little awkward sometimes leading these, that's why I prefer cannons. I know how they lie. I better back off. Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for my shield to build up. Let's have a look at this one. And now I swear unto you, to the wise and to the foolish, for you shall have manifold experiences on the earth. This is during tribulation, by the way. For you men shall put on more adornments than a woman, and coloured garments more than a virgin, in royalty and in grandeur and in power, and in silver and in gold and in purple, and in splendour and in food they shall be poured out as water. Makes me think of the woke and transhumanism. Now there's a thing. Becoming what you're not, wouldn't you say? Oh, I lost count. All the alphabets and everything else. Kind of makes you wonder. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, vengeance he shall have for all the sinners and ungodly that inhabit the earth. Therefore they shall be wanting in doctrine and wisdom, and they shall perish thereby together with their possessions, and with all their glory and all their splendour, and in shame and in slaughter and in great destitution, their spirits shall be cast into the furnace of fire. The gay parade, pride, leaves you with nothing, absolutely nothing. He's almost gone now. Stripped of his glory, taken down. Where's my lights? Whoa, maybe not. Well, that was a waste of time. Oh well. And what's the rest? I have sworn unto you, ye sinners, as a mountain has not become a slave, and a hill does not become a handmaid of a woman. Even so, sin has not been sent upon the earth, but man of himself has created it. And under a great curse shall they fall who commit it. Now, if that isn't a dire warning, I don't know what is. And barrenness has not been given to the woman, but on account of the deeds of her own hand she dies without children. How many mothers are giving up children of late? How many women would rather abort than accept the responsibility of their desires? I have sworn unto you, ye sinners, by the Holy Great One, that all your evil deeds are revealed in the heavens, and that none of your deeds of oppression are covered and hidden. Do you know what this little reading's called? Self-indulgence of sinners. Self-indulgence. I'm thinking he's pretty much dead. He's stripped of his glory. Nothing left to have pride in. Yeah, there goes that turret. I see he's got nothing left. Might as well be an unarmed transport for what he's worth now. What do I have? Ooh. I'm going to go over and grab that. See what these are. As I said, I could do with tanking up on a bit of energy. So I can keep the fuel tank topped up and the pen taxi topped up. They're in. He's as harmless as a fly. Of less notice than an ant. Yes, this chapter is an interesting one, isn't it? Calls out all the prideful, you could say. All those that put their bodies to the use that was not given them. that would change it, distract from it, and glorify themselves in it. A world full of hate and a world full of sin, and all based on lies within lies. It is a sad world we live in, and an even sadder one you've inherited, all because of it. What do you think now of being gay? Doesn't really work, does it? It's a sad thing to see and notice, knowing all those people that are lost in their own flesh, waiting on destruction they refuse to acknowledge. It's never who we were or ever should be. See how much I have got. Food's okay. Yeah, need to stack that up a little bit more. Not bothered about that, it's just a little drone, but yeah, get a fair bit more of that, so at least get a load of them, if not them. Could do with topping up on some ice though. With the ice I can create the Promethean cells. Without it, it's just a dual fuel. Oh well. It is what it is. For the last one, I'll tell you the title of this one before I even begin reading it. Woes pronounced on the godless, lawbreakers, evil plight of sinners in the last days. Final judgment and a final warning. It's not pleasant reading. You've just heard one that could actually be classed for all the woke. But who's left? Then it has been the ignorant, those who haven't been thinking of faith, not looking at what to expect after they die. You just heard of what one group will receive when they die. It's not pleasant. Your own personal barbecue with you at the main course. It's almost depressing in its own right. I need to back off. And the next one, this one's a little longer, that's why I saved it till last. It seems more appropriate, especially to all the lies we hear today. The corruption we see in governments, how they've been twisted and conformed to certain ways. Woes pronounced on the godless. I wonder what that entails, eh? Shall we give and find out? Woe to you who work godlessness, and glory in lying and get stolen. Dower, perhaps. There's a couple of particular personages that were being called out when I was about. Woe to them. No, hold on, Mr. Lion. Start again. Trying to do two things at the same time. Really shouldn't distract myself, should I? Then again, it's distractions on top of distractions. Lies upon lies that put us here. Woe to you who work godlessness, and glory in lying and extol them. You shall perish, and no happy life shall be yours. I know of a certain group that's never happy with their situation. Always fighting for something. Sometimes never even realising they already have it. But always demanding more, never satisfied. Woe to them who pervert the words of uprightness, twisting scripture, and transgress the eternal law. Transgress the eternal law. There's only two laws I know that strike me as the eternal law. Loving God as you would love yourself, and you would know no fear from it. And love your neighbour as you would love yourself, knowing you can trust them because they would never lie to you. Yes, a world full of lies. Who do you trust? Who could you trust in a place like that? Destroys trust, doesn't it, today? You know there are lies, but you're forced to submit through compulsion, through how they do things, what they make you do, all the hoops they make you dance on. And transform themselves into what they were not. Oh, I see the woke again. Transsexual, transhumanism, transformed through will, and a need to be better than the next person. Not realise that we're all actually equal, we're all made the same, though some would say we're not. In those days make ready, you righteous, to raise your prayers as a memorial, and place them as a testimony before the angels, that they may place the sin of the sinners for a memorial before the Most High. It's why I like these verses. It doesn't mention a particular name that we all think we all know who it's pointing at. The one true. In those days the nations shall be stirred up. Ooh. How many wars in the world today? Who would like to go out and end the existence of another? I know plenty now. I bet the tensions are even higher. That's why I've left all the comments turned off. I'm not doing these to receive arguments. I won't be here to answer them, and even if I was, I wouldn't bother. I'm doing this to make you think, try and get you to understand the predicament we are all in now and after the appointed time. And the families of the nations shall rise on the day of destruction. How can we interpret that, I wonder? Families of the nations. Could that be the final judgment day? The day when it all ends? Everybody receives due judgment and gets cast into the flames. And in those days the destitute shall go forth and carry off their children, and they shall abandon them, so that their children shall perish through them. Yea, they shall abandon their children that are still sucklings, and not return to them, and shall have no pity on their beloved ones. shall bring a tear to your eye. Abandoning your own children when they need you the most. Desires going rampant, and the results unwanted. Good abortions require a certain thing for you to do before they'll let you do it. Something you wouldn't want to do. That is a sad time indeed. The weakest of humanity, left to fend for itself, at a time it never could. Sickening, isn't it? How many people already don't want the children that they produce? Getting closer to the drownlands. Find a nice little spot to set up, shall we? Let's try there, have a look around, see what we can find. Somewhere safe to catch your breath after going into battle. Drownlands. Uncontrollable AI. The gun reminds me of the replicator there to Stargate. That's something we're very quickly moving into. Again I swear to you, you sinners, that sin is prepared for a day of unceasing bloodshed. They that worship stones, grave images of gold, silver, and wood, stone and clay, and those who worship impure spirits and demons, and all kinds of idols not according to knowledge, they shall get no manner of help from them. Exploration. Yes. Combat site. Yeah. It's the thing about finding somewhere safe to come down, isn't it? They get less and less and less, till eventually there's nowhere to run. What I am looking for is somewhere, hopefully with a UCH position. Actually, maybe I'm going in the wrong direction. Tracks. That's where we found out where we needed to go. Let's try up there. Habitable system. See what I can find. Yes, worshipping stones and worshipping idols. Worshipping what you have, even though it can do nothing for you. And they shall become godless by reason of the folly of their hearts, And then I shall be blinded through the fear of their hearts, and through visions in their dreams. Through these they shall become godless and fearful, for they shall have wrought all their work in a lie, and shall have worshipped a stone. Therefore, in an instant shall they perish. I will not name them, and there are plenty that would deny it. But I think we can all put a name to that particular group. That's a description that fits them exactly. Their whole system is based on fear. They are encouraged to lie. I'm thinking of a big square block. And they even sell dream ointments. I mean, come on guys. Seriously. Dream ointments. Why can't you just wait for normal dreams like everybody else? Why do you have to try and go looking for them? Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. I wonder how many of them receive nightmares for their efforts. Well, that's a nice book. There's plenty on there. Let's see who's around. Ooh. See how much I can grab before he gets here, shall I? Yeah. Crap. Pull back a bit. That destroyer is definitely going to cut through my shields a little quicker than normal. So, as I say, I think we all know what that's pointing at. Perfect description from nearly 4,000 years ago, before Noah. 7th from Adam. How would Enoch know? Except through the Most High. Something worth considering the situation you are in. You feel yourself restricted to begin with, because of fear and threats and lies. What about now? How much are you being restrained now? You want to survive. You have to go to a central. You want to keep living, buy food. We all see it coming. All being set up. Everybody says, oh, we won't touch it. And yet they're heading that way anyway. Musk, Trump, Starmer, Macron, Xi, Xi Jinping. It's all there. All waiting. Oh, wrong way. Head that way. So what more pentaxid I can find? While I read the rest. Where was I? But in those days blessed are all they who accept the words of wisdom and understand them, and observe the paths of the Most High, and walk in the paths of his righteousness, and become not godless with the godless, for they shall be saved. Woe to you who spread evil to your neighbours, for you shall be slain in Sheol. Yeah, that's an old name, it's just a name for hell. Final damnation. Again, it comes back to that group, doesn't it? They can't even trust each other, never mind outsiders. Whatever. You don't worry me, I'm out of there already. When you think about it, there's a certain hijab who had a lot of grief, caught out in a lot of lies, twisting a lot of truth. And through all that, through the investigations, it was found out that nobody could trust nobody in that group, because they would all lie to each other, because they become used to it. Destroying each other, thinking they're doing right. Who can lie the biggest and best and get away with it? Woe to you who make deceitful and false measures, and to them who will cause bitterness on the earth, for they shall thereby be utterly consumed. Woe to you who build your houses through the grievous toil of others. Those workers wear manacles, of a sort. Chained up, unpaid, lucky if they're fed. And all their building materials are the bricks and stones of sin. I tell you, you shall have no peace. Look at all the factions that have bonded men nowadays. Do they look peaceful to you? Or are they constantly fighting about something they want and lost, demanded back? A lie that was said about their cousin or their mother or their brother, not realising that they're all brothers under the flesh. They have never known any peace, have they, since the days of Muhammad? Always at war with somebody. If they don't have one group or another to fight against and attack, because their book tells them to, they will fight each other, simply because of unspent rage that's been taught them in their own scriptures. What do you do about that? When you've been taught it from a child and you can't get away from it. It has to be spent somewhere, so what do? You take it out on your neighbour, don't you? Slightest excuse and you go up and war. To destroy what you should forget. To take what is not yours, simply because you've been given an excuse. So possessive and yet so destructive. Kind of go hand in hand with that doctrine, doesn't it? There's all a lot. There they are. Woe to them who reject the measure and eternal heritage of their fathers, and whose souls follow after idols, for they shall have no rest. What's it they say? No rest for the wicked. Talk about a twisting of what was said. Usually implied about somebody who's always working, always having to work, too much responsibility. when in actual fact actually has a physical and spiritual basis, shall have no rest because of all the wickedness they have done, all the destruction they've wrought, all the damage they have done to other people unjustly. And don't get me wrong, everyone is expected to defend themselves, but when they lie and cry victim after attacking somebody, simply implies that they're trying to get away with it, knowing full well that their deeds are out in the open, so they'll twist it to imply something else. Again, lies within lies in a world full of lies. Woe to them who work on righteousness and help oppression and slay their neighbours until the day of the great judgment. Again, they're so willing to attack their brother. They feel they have been crossed in any way or form. Too willing to promote destruction, not realising they'll bring their own on them anyway. Who would trust her? For he shall cast down your glory, and bring affliction on your hearts, and shall arouse his fierce indignation, and destroy you all with the sword. And all the holy and righteous shall remember your sins. When we go to heaven, all our sins are blotted out. We don't even remember them. But after the day of judgment, we will remember yours. For final peace, I'll tell you this. Those who would fight to keep their life will lose it. And those who will willingly give up their life on this earth will keep it. And yes, I do know how that has been twisted. It has to be in the right faith. If you willingly give up your life without taking another, that is righteous, that's good. You're sacrificing yourself on behalf of somebody else. But if you lose your life willingly taking somebody else's life who has never done you any harm, never attacked you, that action leads you hellbound. How can you justify that right when it is so evil? You take children's lives, people who would never, ever hurt you. It's not justifiable. Never will be, because it never has been. So I will leave you with two questions, because during those 7 years you will have to give up your life and trust in order to gain eternal life. And it's not Jenna. Please. Can you justify a heaven that is so full of sin? 72. A market full of idols. that you can enter for your pleasure, how more perverted do you have to be? So there's two questions. Who do you really want to follow? And who can you really trust with your soul? Somebody who promises all the pleasures of the earth, or someone who promises the truth of heaven? Because there are two truths we have: truth of self, where we always fall, we always make mistakes, and there is absolutely nothing we can do to atone for it all, because as soon as we atone for one, we make another. There's the truth of the true God and the Messiah, true Saviour, the one who died and resurrected 2,000 years ago. So who do you follow? And who would you really trust? I'll leave you with that. You have a choice to make, and one you will be forced to make. I already made mine. Now it's time for yours.